What's up, guys? So, it is Wednesday. You know, Wednesday is one of my favorite days of the week, right? I'll tell you why. Wednesday is that day that you get to figure out where you're at in your week. I know that's kind of goofy to be a reason, but I'm serious. Like, I like it because I get to gauge my progress in the week. So I get to look at, Wednesday and say, okay, Monday and Tuesday, this is what I accomplished, this is what I did. I've got Thursday and Friday left of the week. Like, I don't count Wednesday as a day of the week because I think Wednesday is more like a assessment and plan day. Because it's like, okay, you busted out on Monday, you did your damnedest to kill it on Tuesday. Wednesday, it's time to like sit back, evaluate, look at it, work. I'm not saying don't work, but to evaluate where you're at and make plans for the rest of the week. So progress can be made. Because see, progress is everything in life. And I don't think a lot of people think about progress in the way I think about progress. Like, I look at progress as the building blocks of making yourself better. A lot of people view progress as like milestones or stepping stones. I look at it as a process of figuring out how to make yourself better. So progress to me looks like, okay, I did this, and this last week. That worked, but I can make these few tweaks, make this week work even better. That's progress to me. Sure, like hitting milestones and those things are progress. Don't get me wrong. But I kind of look at progress as a build upon, not necessarily a marker. Like, you can hit the marks and be awesome at what you're doing and achieve a goal, but that does not mean that goal will be achieved every time. That's why I'm saying progress to me is bettering yourself, coming up with better processes, because if you do that, then chances are you will hit that marker every time because you've worked hard and diligent to make yourself better, not just hitting a marker. But Wednesday for me is like looking back and trying to figure out how to better adjust the rest of the week. Just so on Friday, at the end of the week, you can look at your week and be like, yeah, I killed it, and this is how I killed it, and now I just need to figure out how to do that next week and just a little bit better. I'm going to throw a stupid number out there because people love numbers. In my personal opinion, you should have a 0.02% growth every week. You should be able to look at your progress and gauge that you are working towards an end goal of the end of the year, Like, I'm not saying short-term goals aren't good. Short-term goals are great because short-term goals make long-term goals look more achievable. It gives you the sense of accomplishment, a sense of pride because you've been able to execute something. But I'm one of those people, like, I like looking at the end game. I like looking at the end game more than I like looking at short term. And the reason why is because, to me, it's all about the finish. It's all about, like, the finished product of something. Whatever I'm doing, I always look at the finished product of what I'm doing. Like this YouTube channel, the finished product for me, I want to reach, I don't know, about 100 subscribers. I want to touch each one of you with something I say that makes your life better or helps you process better, or whatever, but better you through my experiences. That's what my end game to this channel is, and so that's what I strive for. I work harder on trying to figure out what my messages need to be, what exactly I can take from my life experiences and apply it to these videos, so you guys get something out of it. Like, I don't want to get on YouTube and blow up because I want to be popular, or I want to get famous, or I want to get sponsors, or anything like that. I mean, all that stuff's great, and it would be awesome to have that happen. But the end game for me is to make sure that I'm having a good impact on the people who watch my videos. Because, and I've said this in other videos in the past, like, I don't feel like there's enough good in this world. I feel like, and what I mean by not enough good, like, there's not enough positivity. There's not enough people putting this kind of stuff out there. So I want to be one of those people. I don't know. But you always got to look at the end game. Like, short-term goals are great, but the end game is a little bit better to be, viewed and looked at. So you know where you're going, for the most part, because most people in life, they don't know where they're going. They just kind of do life, and that's fine. Do you? If that's how you want to operate, then go ahead. I mean, I would never try to impose, my way of thinking on somebody to make them think that how they're living is any less than how I am, because we all have our own junk. Like, I'm just as screwed up, as most of you are. Like, I have my problems, you have yours. They probably are not the same, but we all have our own problems. And that's why I think we can learn from each other in such a way that our progress comes together very beautifully, and that end game for all of us just looks amazing, because we all have these experiences, we all have these things that we do, that we struggle with, that we have problems with, and we all see it from our own angle. And when you figure out how to operate in your own junk and figure out how to overcome that method that you came up with to overcome your problems, chances are that can apply to other people. And it doesn't even have to be the same situation. It doesn't have to be the same problem. Sometimes, man, when you find a strategy, that strategy can be applied in multiple directions. And that's what I want to do. I want to offer to you guys out there my take on my life and my situations and what I learn, and put it out there because it might be helpful to some of you. Now, again, it might not be. I mean, I'm not perfect. The way I cope with things, the way I handle my life, it may very well not be anything like how you guys want to handle yours. And that's okay. We're all different. We're all human. We all get to have our own, say in the matter. So, I don't know. I really do think, though, the end game is what needs to be looked at more than the short term. Make short-term goals. Apply short-term goals. Everyone will tell you short-term goals are great. They're a big motivational booster. They're a big, pat on the back when you do achieve them, because it makes you feel good inside, and that's what matters. And especially if you got a really long-term goal. Like, if you plan on blowing up in 5 years, you're going to need short-term goals to get you through 5 years. Like, that's, that's a real thing. So, that's what I got to say. I don't know, man. I've been falling off. I've been falling off the wagon for the past couple weeks. started getting back on diet. I started doing decent. I fell off a couple times, so I've got to work on that. I have not been training because I have just, I don't know, I've gotten spoiled. Man, I'll tell you, the biggest thing for me, the biggest discouragement, and I don't want to say necessarily discouragement, but the biggest roadblock I have for my training is, man, I love my family. I love spending time with them, and it deters me sometimes getting back into the commitment of training, because I get spoiled by being able to come home and have that time applied to my family versus, the gym or whatever. And it's rough. It's rough in a lot of ways. It sucks. But the beauty of my passion for the process tells me that I will get back into it, and I'll hit it hard as hell. Like, I'm not worried about it. I'll get back on my training regimen, and everything will go good again. It's just I got to get out of this being spoiled rut that I'm in right now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the rest of the week holds. I'm going into work so I can reevaluate some things and figure out what the rest of this week's going to look like. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. This video will go up Thursday, so I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. I hope you guys stay blessed. Remember, the end game is what's most important. So make sure that whatever goals you're setting, that end game is what you're keeping in mind. I don't know. That's kind of it. We'll see what else today brings. See what else I can record. I don't know. Catch you guys later. Ah!